Latest implications for the NFC West that ended up happening this weekend, and the Arizona Cardinals make a serious push for the West. Let's get you caught up with everything that you need to know about the NFC West division. Let's get started. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back into another video. Definitely do me a huge favor, smack up that like button and subscribe for more Arizona Cardinals content. On this channel, we're covering the Arizona Cardinals news, breaking news, conversational pieces, everything surrounding your favorite team. So subscribe it up. It's absolutely for free. All right, everybody, before we get started here, I want to give you guys an update. I had several people reach out to me about what happened with the live play-by-play here, Cardinals versus the New England Patriots. I don't know if you guys noticed, but I have been dealing with what seems to be the flu. I'm only starting to kind of get better and better, but I'm also dealing with a toddler that has the flu as well. So it's been a rough week here for me and my personal life. Just wanted to keep you guys up to date, but let's go and get started here and let's talk about what everybody wants to talk about, and that is what the Cardinals can do to potentially win the NFC West and what's happening, right? What happened over the weekend that should give you a little hope as an Arizona Cardinal fan. Now, let's first get started here with the Seattle Seahawks. Now, obviously, the best thing that happened over the weekend, you could say the Cardinals beat the Patriots, right? That's definitely a good thing, but the Seattle Seahawks ended up losing to the Green Bay Packers. Now, I want to be very clear. I'm not one of those guys that celebrate any injuries or anything like that, but Geno Smith went down with a lower leg issue, and it almost kind of seems like there is some real concern about potentially him, missing some time, but right now it's not confirmed. But this is the latest in what you need to know from the head coach of the Seattle Seahawks in Mike Macdonald. Let's go and dive right into it.
Right now about Geno's injury.
Yeah, so there's a knee for Geno. Tell you this, I mean, this guy, probably the toughest player I've ever been around, was severe enough for him not to come back in the game. We'll do all the tests tomorrow and kind of figure it out as we go. Right now, just structurally it looks like it's okay, but we got to get an image and all that stuff.
Was he close at all to being able to come back?
He wanted to, and then he was about to go back. I think one of those drives, I think it was the one we did. I think it was the one before we did the pick. And then he just couldn't go.
Do you expect him to miss more time?
I don't know. I mean, we got to get the test done, and I know we'll do everything humanly possible to go play, but just don't know right now.
So I'm personally hoping for Geno Smith and a speedy recovery for the Seattle Seahawks team because they need their quarterback. They absolutely do. You saw the glimmer of what Sam Howell can potentially do, and it didn't really look too great. Now, granted, he didn't have any time to prepare, so you do got to give him a little bit more of leeway, right? But obviously, with this whole situation going on, hearing from what Mike Macdonald had to say about Geno Smith wanting to come back into this game and he really couldn't. He said structurally, it looks fine, but they need to do more tests, which most likely you'll probably get the results probably on Tuesday or Wednesday, especially if he's going to be needing an extended period of time, but definitely something to keep your eye on here with the quarterback here of the Seattle Seahawks, potentially missing some time, right? Really, really big news there. But let's talk about the division here in a nutshell. The way that the NFC West has shaken out, because the Seattle Seahawks ended up losing, the Rams just skyrocketed to the very top of the NFC West. But currently right now they're sitting at 8-6. The Seattle Seahawks are sitting at 8-6. The Cardinals are sitting at 7-7. And then you got the 49ers at 6-8. Now, I do think that the 49ers are pretty much dead in the water at this very moment, but the Rams, they might be our biggest hill to climb as of right now. They beat the Bills. They also beat the Vikings. This team can be very, very good. So I'm really worried about the Rams, and I probably should have been a lot more worried about the Seahawks because obviously they swept us, but in the grand scheme of things, I think the Rams might be the favorite, right? I think they might be the favorite to win the NFC West, but the Cardinals right now, what they need to do in order for them to potentially win the NFC West is you got to win from here on out. You got to win from here on out. Now, yes, we got the Panthers, we got the Rams, and then we got the San Francisco 49ers to end off the season. Now, I want to be very clear here. There's no more room for error. There's no more room for error for the Cardinals. If they lose to the Panthers, we're cooked. If we lose to the Rams, we're cooked. If we lose to the 49ers, you got to go 3-0 to end this season off, right? You got to go 3-0. And one thing that I've said in terms of me believing in Kyler Murray again, win the division, right? Now, next year, which most likely he will come back, I want to see a division title. I want to see a division title. My expectations for our franchise quarterback is only going to get higher and higher and higher the more he's our franchise quarterback. So if you win the division, man, I think people will start believing again, because you can tell in that New England Patriots game, the stadium was pretty darn empty. I don't know if you guys saw it from the TV, or I don't know if you guys were in attendance, but the attendance wasn't very great, and there was a lot of Patriots fans in that stadium. But let's talk about who the Seahawks have next, right? The Seahawks right now, we don't know if Geno Smith is going to be able to go, but they got the Vikings. They got the Vikings next, they got the Bears next, and then they got the Rams to finish it off. So, that's a tough stretch, right? And I'm talking about the tough stretch being the fact that they got the Vikings and the Rams left, right? And then the Bears. You never know what's going to happen with the Bears. Like, the Bears can either be really, really good in that game or really, really not that good, right? Because the Bears also beat the Rams, and we absolutely obliterated the Bears as well. So you never know, any given Sunday. So that's the Seattle Seahawks remaining schedule. We do hope for, obviously, 2 or more losses for the Seattle Seahawks. Let's look at the Rams right now. The Rams currently have the Jets, which are coming off a win. They got the Cardinals, and then they got the Seahawks to end it. So we got some very, very tough division matchups coming our way. All we could say right now is go Jets. If the Jets somehow do us an absolute solid and beat the Los Angeles Rams, that can put us in a very, very good stance within the NFC West. But like I said before, you got to take care of business. And that means that even if the Rams lose, right? Even if the Rams lose to the Jets, you got to take care of business against the Rams the next week, right? You can't just say, oh, you lost to the Jets and then the Cardinals. No, it's not going to work like that. You got to beat the teams that you need to beat. You got to go 3-0 from the rest of the way. You have to. Like I said, no more room for error. But the Rams got the Jets, they got the Cardinals, and then they got the Seattle Seahawks, which some people might think that last game, the Seattle Seahawks versus the Rams, might be the division, fighting for the division, but you don't know, man. You don't know what's going to happen with Geno Smith. Maybe, what if he does need some time, right? Maybe if he misses a week or two. You don't know. You don't know at the end of the day. So is there a little hope for the Cardinals? Yeah, there's a little sliver of hope for the Arizona Cardinals and the Bird Gang. And to give you a little bit of kind of insight, if the Cardinals go 3-0 and we start to see some losses stacked up against the Seahawks, which I get it. The Seahawks might be more realistic about them losing more than the Rams, because like I said, the Rams just beat the Bills. But then again, they had a really weird game against the 49ers. So I don't really know what this Rams team is either. So anything's on the table right now. Anything is on the table here for the Cardinals. But like I said before, no more room for error. You got to take care of business moving forward. Ladies and gentlemen, what are your thoughts here on the Arizona Cardinals' potential chances of winning the NFC West? Do you believe, or are you pretty much done with the 2024 season? Let me know in the comments below. I appreciate y'all for tuning in as always. Have a great rest of your day, and go Cardinals.